On the surface level, it doesn't seem like Samsung really put much thought into the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Samsung is no longer leading and innovating in the foldable space as it is being surpassed by better and more complete devices. But for one skepticism, it turns out that there might be a method to the madness. The 6.3-inch cover screen is 2376 by 968 pixels with fully adaptive refresh rates from 1Hz to 120Hz. In general, I like using the cover screen since it isn't always practical to open up the phone and use the larger display. It's a nice little screen for web browsing, email and TikTok scrolling. It's fine for texts and messaging, though I still don't relish typing longer messages on the too cramped virtual keyboard. The screen is probably narrower than my iPhone 15 Pro Max by a solid half inch. The inner 7.6-inch screen is 2160 by 1856 pixels with a thin flat bezel. It's a very bright screen 2600 nits with a crease that is less noticeable than on previous tablet foldable phones. Don't get me wrong, you can still feel and see the crease, but Samsung has done solid work reducing the little eyesore so that it's getting closer to being unnoticeable. Visually, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 has a lovely, colorful and contrast-rich tablet display, perfect for virtually any task. I enjoyed watching Netflix and Max videos as much as I liked playing games like Call of Duty Mobile and Asphalt 9. It's great for browsing websites and long articles. In tablet mode, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is very comfortable to hold. In flex mode, which is what Samsung calls it when you fold the screen 90 degrees and set the Galaxy Z Fold 6 on a flat surface, the display is useful for video watching and video calls, though I didn't like typing on it. As smartphones look more and more alike, so manufacturers differentiated their designs with unusual and sometimes ill-conceived camera arrays. If I were in charge, I'd aim for stability, or at least what Samsung has done with the Galaxy Z Fold 6, polish and professionalism. The 3-camera array on the back is prominent, but I like how each lens looks a bit like a prosumer camera lens. That's the good news. The not so good news is that Samsung didn't do much to upgrade this array, and the cameras on the last Z Fold 5 were a disappointment. This is essentially the same camera specs as you'll find on the Samsung Galaxy S24. Here is how the 3 cameras break down. 50 megapixel wide angle, f1.8 aperture, 12 megapixel ultra wide, f2.2 aperture, field of view is 123 degrees, 10 megapixel 3x optical zoom with aperture 2.4. It's a good set of cameras, and I took dozens of lovely photos in Paris under all sorts of conditions. Colors and sharpness are good across the board, low light performance is generally fine, macro photography is non-existent, portrait mode image of people and pets was gorgeous. I'm especially impressed with the color quality and details. This is clearly due to Samsung's significantly updated Pro Visual Engine, which is the computational bit of a Samsung's smartphone photography pipeline. It just gets better and better at understanding reality. That said, Samsung still makes skies too blue. Here is some camera samples of Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is Samsung's most comprehensively thought out foldable to date. The cleaner, more pro design looks fantastic. It's comfortable to hold and pocket and is far more versatile than your average phone. It's thinner with a less noticeable crease, and that's a major bonus. So is the banked-in Galaxy AI, which is not always useful but can be tremendous fun. The cameras could be better, but I still like the images they capture. The price may be my single biggest sticking point, but you may want to hunt for good deals because the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is so worth it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.